with Simon Page that's behind, and that's a stall. Lotus Cortina, the stall. Look pretty happy very exuberant coming through Corin. There is kicking a bit of dust and a bit of lawn mowing there for Ian. Comes screaming over the line. Yeah, the 144, the Roodhouse Mini, was yellow and red. It was nicknamed Noddy last season. It's now got a picture of Kermit the Frog in the back, so you can guess what its nickname now is. Yeah, so great battles going up towards Richie's corner. The number 173 Sprite, which is Connor Kay, working terribly hard to try and keep cars behind him. He just managed to get across the nose of the number 16 car before they got into Richie's, but as they now head down into the braking area for Wilson, the door is open, the job is done, and through and gaining the place is the car that was sitting behind, which is Ian Staines. Well, Ian Staines at the moment, where is he on track? Yeah, he's gained lots of places because he only qualified 27th, Ian Staines. Wow. And he's up to 11th, so he must have had problems in qualifying. He only did 2 laps, so tells you something went wrong.
Yeah, that came back on the back of the truck. I remember seeing that one, and it spent a lot of the day in bits, so they were really to get that one back out of the way. Number 27 being worn as always by the construction boss, Martin Reynolds. He had a bit of trouble with that with that car last year. It was constantly running rich. He just could not get it to behave itself. And sadly, Martin ran out of fuel up at Wilson, so he had to pull that one off. He had a Mustang as well last year that he just could not get to go anywhere. So Boss Bob was determined to run away too quickly for his own day for Martin Reynolds last year, but having a good fight with a lot of chasing cars behind him. That's going to be quite a good couple. So much pressure behind.
Yeah, big pack of cars coming down into Brundle and Nelson at the moment. Martin Reynolds with that queue of cars that sits behind, which includes Ian Staines, who might have a run on him here, go around the outside of Brundle. Nelson, and now the door is left open, which should almost allow the next of the cars to try and squeeze its way through, which would be it's right out of James Hughes, but Ian Staines was having none of that, and just prevented the little Sprite from working its way through. Great little fight that's going on. We're heading round the braking area, very too much longer. And our race leaders are already starting to potentially some of them pit because no, this is pit lane is David Cornwallis. Pit window hasn't opened, so they shouldn't be pitting just as yet. And I think the rather slow Carl Foster Lotus Cortina has finally made it back to the pit lane, so he's limped it back.
He has indeed. And the number 712 car, Michael Didko, his MGB's already been through the pits as well. So few people seem to be having a few issues here coming, or they've forgotten when the pit lane opens. It happens unfortunately. And yeah, the number 12, feeling a bit sorry for himself. That's returning to the paddock, and that's going to be the last we see of that one. A great shame for that one. It's always real bad for cars that retire. One, because we don't get to enjoy them out on track, but two, as you were saying earlier, Mark, you get the people that everybody puts so much time and effort and money into preparing these beautiful cars, and to let them down within half a dozen laps.
Yeah, so such a shame, but it is the first race of the season. Of course, they've been doing work over the course of the weekend. We have pretty much nose to tail for the lead of the race, heading up in towards Oggie's Corner, which is where the race leaders are at this stage. It won't be that much longer also before the pit window opens, so up towards Williams go the leading pair, the Mini Marcos of Sam Polly, only just ahead of Richard Perry, who is not giving up his pursuit to try and take up the lead of the race. The Marcus is a fairly aerodynamic shape, isn't it, in reality, for a little small car, but of course Richard Perry's car is quite low slung, isn't it? You've just got the roll hoop because it's an exposed roof on that car. Running the A-Series engine, of course, bouncing over the curbs, traffic to deal with just up the road as well. I think might be Michael Didcott, car number 712. He's going to be the next of the cars, and they might just have to squeeze their way by. Marshals will wave the blue flags. Hopefully Didcot will maintain the line that he's on, which is hugging the inside line round through Coram. That means that Sam Polly has to go all the way around the outside. Braking area for Murray's. What is Richard Perry going to do? Patient, lose a little bit of time on the way into Murray's, but try and work his way down. So the traffic was a little bit less better there for the race leaders as they work their way around through Coram and concluding what will be lap number 4.
Traffic, given the traffic taken away, they'll going against any driver, but Sam Polly can do everything he can to get away. Oh, that's trouble for the James and John Hughes car. Oh dear, that's come to rest. I can't tell where that's come to rest. Oh no, trouble for our race leader. That's over Wilson, so big blocker there. He suffered a puncture in qualifying. That was why he had to come back, and now he's gone for a bit more of a lawnmower. Oh, what a shame. He's really doing well to keep the ever-persistent Richard Perry. He was last seen in a midget, I believe, in these parts, but now he's got it all to do.
Yeah, just lost it under braking, didn't he? So he went in towards the braking area for the Wilson hairpin. He lost it, and the car sort of speared over to the left-hand side and skittered onto the grass. So through has gone Tom Peed now in the orange BMW 1600 Ti into the lead of the race. Charles Tippett is now up into a position as well, but he's about to lose it again as they headed towards the braking area for Agostini. And I think if you're watching the stream, we might be able to have a quick look at the replay of exactly what happened there. So a quick look at exactly what happened. Onto the brakes, the car, locks the rear wheels, doesn't it? So the rear wheels lock on the Mini Marcos, and as soon as the rear wheels lock, then Sam Polly is out of control. He tries to gather it up, but the car spears onto the grass on the left-hand side. Through goes to take up the lead without too much trouble. Richard Perry, by the time that Sam Polly had recovered, he was down to 4th. He's now at least back to 3rd position, isn't he? Because he's got himself ahead of the white BMW 2002, which is Charles Tippett. The next BMW he's going to want to attack is going to be the 600 Ti in the hands of Tom Peed, which is the orange car, just heading in towards Brundle and Nelson.
There they are, that's 2nd and 3rd in that same quality, in that same shot. Yeah, I would imagine behind Tom Peed, the Marcus Racing orange BMW has been in the hands of Tom Peed for a long time. That's a replica, really. When I very honest man. Oh my goodness, look at this. Simon Page, you're under a lot of pressure here. There's the Longdon Mini, looking to try and improve his position. And there is another thing that comes to the club. That is the, behind the Longdon Mini, who's looking to try and go the long way around and very fidgety behind Simon Page. Oh wow, he's very, very fidgety, isn't he? Now, the car behind, Mark Denise, yes, Mark Denise is Dutch. First time in his name with that Mini. And, wow, having a very strong look. The outside line on the Longdon Mini coming down at turn 1. It's not going to win out Mini versus Mini. There's not enough difference there. But, again, the car looks absolutely immaculate. He hasn't had the car he's had it since November. Right. So it's been in storage for 5 years. This is the first time it's raced. Absolutely in that period of time. So he only bought it back in November, 150 horsepower, something that weighs barely more than a damp flannel. So yes, he's having a great run. He really didn't expect to be pushing the top 10.
And the orange colours, is that because he is from the Netherlands? Yes, yeah, absolutely.
That's the national racing colour of Holland.
So that's the little pair of Minis just heading in towards the braking area for Agostini now. You can see them all cocking their wheels. Rory Longdon runs a little bit wide, which means that Mark Nace is almost getting himself up the inside, and the wheels of a slightly newer shape Mini. Should have the inside line when they get towards Hamilton. Is he going to brave it out? Yes, through he goes. Gains the place. So Mark Nace gains the place largely because Rory Longdon then just went a little bit too hot in towards Agostini, so that means that the one drops down through the order for time, I'm afraid to say, and that is for the car that had charged its way for the tail end of the field. That is Ian Staines, who has pulled the car off the circuits right up against the barriers, so he's well and truly out of harm's way, but I'm afraid to say that fantastic drive up through the order is going to come to nothing.
What a great shame. agitated.
Thanks, Chris. Yeah, so Chris Buxton is going to make his way down into the pit lane. The spot still continuing out on circuit, including the battle between the two minis, which is just coming round through Corham and towards Murray's at the end of the lap mark. He's still fighting away with Rory Longdon. You can see almost sideways coming in towards Corham. The early part of it is Rory Longdon. He's skittering the car round on the way out of the corner. And those two are, I think, are slowly getting caught by the next of the cars that sit behind as well. The orange stripes down it, so he's sort of trying to get in on the mix as well. In fact, no, he's coming to the pit lane. I wonder why he didn't through. He has also dived pit lane this time through. So the pit lane is ever filling up. More and more teams and drivers opting to dive into the pit lane with about 9 minutes or so of the pit window still remaining. One of those that's in at the moment is Steve Chaplin, who is giving way to a son, which is Adam Chaplin. So that is taking place at the moment. The car that qualified in 11th position, car number 421, and was up into 7th place before it dived for the pit lane. So that will head back out onto the track, and it's as quick as you can do it again, these pit stops. So as quick as you can get the driver changed up, away you go. So pit lane is going to be a busy place for the next few laps. Chris Buxton has made his way down there. The Austin A40 I know is in, which is Mark Cloutman. We can see there's a slightly more relaxed pit stop from some drivers compared to others, so it is as quick as you can do it, but some take a little bit more time. Less flexible and things don't work as well as they did. You just make sure that you take a bit more time to get in and out of the car, and I think that's what we're seeing Steve Atkinson do. The wheel of his number 49, Austin Healy Sprite, is taking a little bit more time to stop before he gets back out. Our race leader, which is the number 66 car of Richard Perry, at the start of the finish line. Sam Polly come into the pit lane. Yes, we have. So Sam Polly, who was leading the race earlier on, heads into the pit lane this time through. So it's now the all-red number 66, Richard Perry Sprite, that leads the way as he heads out of Wilson Hairpin and Farmer. The 8th time of asking. He leads the race. The orange BMW top speed will now be up into 2nd place. The white BMW, the 2002 of Charles Tippett, will be up into 3rd place. And we'll have to wait and see as to who is there in 4th place. Depending on who pits next time through, that might dictate ultimately who picks up 4th place in at least the interim period whilst we head through this period of pit stops. Richard Perry, number 66, Frog Eye Sprite, up towards Hamilton, qualified on the outside of the front row of the grid. He was almost 9/10 of a second slower than Sam Polly in qualifying at 2 minutes 18.578 was pole. Richard Perry qualified in in 2nd position. And Tom Pease qualified in 3rd place. I think Tom has now picked up 2nd place, still as yet to be. It was the first pit stopper that's out there at the moment. It will probably be Sam Polly now that he's only just conducted his pit stop and gone back out. I think he will still be potentially the leading pit stopper. Perry, the Tom Pease, Charles Tippett, Rory Longdon, who's into 5th place now. Car number 119 is up into 5th position. That is another car that is still as yet to pick, which is Ian Bergin. Bradshaw in 6th place, all in yet to pit. So yeah, 7th backwards is where we start to see the first pit stoppers. Before that, we have Martin Reynolds, who's just conducted his pit stops, and he's about to leave the pit lane. As he vacates the pit lane, in comes Robert Pomeroy to hand over to Hugh Powell, which is now just completed, so they will make their way out on the track at the end of their black turner very shortly. But the pit lane still looking rather busy, to say the least, with some cars exiting it, some cars in the middle of conducting their pit stops, and other cars still sort of entering the pit lane area with 6 minutes of the window still open. So there's a long way to go still before the pit window closes. So there's no rush for the likes of our race leader, Richard Perry, who's yet to make his way into the pit lane. He can enjoy the lead. Chase the car, or be chased. Just concentrate on hitting the deltas in reality, making sure he gets the lap times in that he needs to do. He enjoys a 22-second lead.